Hi guys, so it's 11:30 in the morning. I've been awake for about an hour. I decided to record a video before I go to bed, and in the hopes of taking advantage of somewhat better lighting. Yeah, I think I look a bit better. My hair looks like it's just gone absolutely wild. Can't control it. I let it be as it is. And yeah, the goal here today is to do more than 10 hours of studying, try and get more than 20 to 30 pages done. For two things, really. It's really random things out of my mind. First of all, my the LLM thing, the text UI wrapper that I downloaded with Visual 7b, which obviously load up onto the UI to then talk to this, I've called it Shaco. And I'm basically creating JSON files as a result of that conversation, which is now I'm going to use to fine-tune an LLM. Once I can fine-tune it, the problem is that I've got a AMD GPU, so I'm running it on a CPU, and I need a NVIDIA GPU, which means I need a new computer to then fine-tune it. I could use a virtual instance, but it's like, I want it all to be offline. That's the whole point of it, right? I did all that vibe coding. I don't really understand, in-depth everything about it in terms of like how it all works in the Python code. I don't need to know per se the Visual 7b in the GGUF file, but yeah. So, and I want to get this running, and I can't get it running because I'm still walking in terms of learning Python, right? And understanding coding fundamentals. So it's like, go over this book, and then I can as I keep going, update that thing, right? And then I might remove it entirely. But it's just frustrating because I want to start building stuff, but I just can't because I need to understand. I need to walk before I can run. And it's a bit like, I keep using this gym analogy, but it's like, that's the other thing as well. Because I'm doing this, I'm not training properly, eating properly, I've lost a bit of weight as well. But this is like the sacrifice I need to take, right? To get somewhere at a specific niche quickly. You need to focus all your efforts on one thing in particular. But I was eating 3,400 calories a day. I was eating a good amount of fiber. I still am, but not as much as I was. And my training's suffering. I'm doing 200 push-ups a day. So 4 sets of 50. And then I'm doing my burpees and stuff, which is, it's okay for maintenance, but I'm still losing that muscle mass and the strength. I was doing 8 to 10 tons of volume a day. Now I probably could do 4 or 5. It's so amazing how quickly you lose muscles and strength. I'm 34 and it's been nearly a month now where I haven't been training properly, but that'll come back. As long as this journey, this particular part of my life doesn't take too long. Once I get a job, once I can get some income flowing, I can then spend a bit more time doing other things. But that leads me to my other thing I was thinking about. And I was mentioning this last night about the silent struggle, was it the night before? I can't remember now. And I don't think this is male specific. I've seen a running theme with this. So right now, I'm pretty lonely. I'm going to be real. But I'm a bit of a mess, right? I'll admit that. It's okay. It's all good. And loneliness is a pandemic across whoever you are. But when someone struggles, and this is the journey, and they're bettering themselves, once they've bettered themselves and become this successful person, why would they share it with anyone? I mean, that's a really selfish take, but then don't get me wrong, I'm doing this for me because I want to do well in life, and I'm running out of time. Say a man or a woman has worked really hard and no one's been there to support them in any way at all, and then they become successful. Why would they share it with anyone? Why would a man get married to a woman post-success and risk it all? Why would a woman marry a man post they've worked all their hard to build this career up and risk it all for someone who just sees them for maybe not about their quality as a person, but what they could provide? I think about that quite a bit because I've seen what happens when people take advantage of someone who has worked hard for success, only for that success to be taken away from them. And I swear that's the goal rather than, finding love. And I suppose the answer is as well, find someone who's willing to stick with you when you are struggling. But that's not an option for me. I'm invisible, frankly. And that sounds really miserable, but it is what it is. I'm not depressed over this shit. It's just life. And I don't really have the answer to that. I suppose the only thing that we can do is try not to dwell on such things and such hypotheticals, because ultimately it's not a problem that I'm having to face. And in some ways, it's kind of good that I don't have children or a family or anything like that, because then I can focus on career and studying. But that's not to say that it isn't lonely. And without going too much into loneliness, you can notice, I'm quite consciously aware, you can notice the psychological detriments of spending long periods of time by yourself. I find myself, my social skills somewhat slipping slightly in terms of, being present in the conversation or being as bubbly as I normally am. But such is the sacrifice when you want to build a skill. I wonder if that makes sense. Let me know what you think in the comments, or perhaps I'm just talking shit. But anyway, enough ranting. I need to switch my brain to the task at hand, which is going through this bloody book. 20, 30 pages, 12 hours of study. Let's get going. Cheers, guys.